Hi Junior Girl Scouts. Today we're going to be working on our Playing the Past badge. Today I'm going to show you how to start to think about what type of house your character would live in. I'm going to show you some of the styles of American architecture, so some of what the houses would look like in certain time periods during American history. You can always do your own research, especially if you're doing a time period that's not in this category, and you can always get creative with what the house would look like. I'm just going to show you what some common styles of houses were during certain time periods.
Alright, so I am going to be using this book that I have. It's just a little guide to traditional American houses. So let's get started. So if you're thinking of doing someone from colonial America, someone who maybe just got here from a European country, this is the traditional houses. They're very simple, 2-story or 1-story. If your character has a family who's maybe been here a little longer, maybe has a little more money, it's probably common that they might live in a Georgian house. So this was pretty common between 1700s even up to 1780s. So again, a pretty simple house, but it does start to have a little more decoration. You can see with the cornice and the door surround, also a little more windows in the house. And then once the American Revolution happened, architecture turned to what we call the federal style. So this was common from 1780 to 1820. It is similar to Georgian, but the details are a little more refined, a little more delicate. So the surround of the window isn't as big and bulky as the Georgian one was. Another style that started around 1840 to 1880 was what we call the Gothic Revival style. So this was common for someone who may be growing up during the Civil War. This might be a house that they might live in. Also popular during that time period is what we call Italianate style, so similar to houses that they might see in Italy or Italian villas. So this was from 1840 to 1885. You can see the arched windows and what we call a cupola or a tower at the top. And then we get into what we consider to be Victorian houses. So this is what we call Second Empire, which was influenced by France. This was common from 1855 to 1885. You can see what we call a mansard roof here. So it's not your typical pointed roof. It just has a slight curve, and then it's mostly flat on top. And then during what we call in American history the Gilded Age, which is going to be from about 1880s to 1810, people start to have more money. So they have what we call a neoclassical house. So it almost looks like a ancient Greek temple or a Roman temple. Has the columns out front. These are usually very large houses. Or what we call a chateau. So this might be a little more French inspired. This is also popular from 1880 to 1910. So if your character is maybe someone from a wealthy family during this time period, this is the type of house they might live in. If you're looking at American history in the early 1900s to the 1930s, they might be living in what we call a craftsman style house. So this has a lot of building techniques, shorter columns, often 1-story or 2-story houses.
I hope you girls have fun designing the house for your character. I hope the book maybe gave you some inspiration. I would love to see some of the houses that you guys come up with, so if you share it on social media, be sure to tag us at GSCWM. And I'll see you later.